Hi, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Sales Genomics e-commerce scaling strategies podcast. And today we've got with me Stacy Morris, who's the co-founder of Pink Salad London. Pink Salad
Hi.
London is an independent beauty e-commerce business. And their business is currently making multiple six figures with zero advertising spends. And their secret to growth is that Stacy has built a massive following on TikTok. She's got currently 846,000 people following her and almost 20 million likes, apologies. And her audience absolutely adores her product and is spending tons of money on her store. And what's even crazier is that all of that took Stacy less than a year. So welcome, Stacy, and we're looking forward to hear your story.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Stacy, so from an engineering grad, how did you end up being a TikTok celebrity making lip gloss in less than 1 year?
It was completely random. I'm a lip gloss fanatic myself, and I wanted to learn how to make it for myself. I was just curious. Like, I've always been a DIYer. Maybe it is the engineer in me, yeah, I just wanted to learn how to make it myself, and then I just got the ingredients, mixed the stuff together, and just posted a video on TikTok. And like overnight, it just blew up. People were like, "Oh, can I buy it off you? Like, where'd you get it from?" And that's honestly how Pink Salad London was born, And I was still in university at the time, actually, so it's kind of like juggling two different worlds at the same time.
That's amazing. So what do you think makes your product so special?
I think it's the honesty, the authenticity of it. Like, kind of, we show people how we make it. We get people to tell us the names. Like, whenever we create a new color, we mix it, we show them like the pigments that we put in, and then we get them to suggest names and, come up with themes and ideas for the packaging. Like, people really love that. And I think you don't really get to see that in the cosmetics world a lot, where everything is kind of like, behind closed doors in a factory somewhere, and you don't really get to see the making process. And I think people like really enjoy that, like seeing how everything's made.
And the authenticity for sure. Yeah, so let's talk about TikTok then. Why is everybody raving about TikTok? What's so new and good about this platform?
I think TikTok is incredibly unique in that anyone has a chance to, make it on TikTok. I mean, as in go completely viral. I've seen, accounts on TikTok that, even me as an example, like I posted my first video that got like nearly, I think it was like 20,000 views overnight with like no followers at all. Like, there are so many accounts or people that go onto TikTok with no following, no history. They're just ordinary people, doing ordinary things, and they completely blow up overnight. Like, it's possible for people to join TikTok and get 1 million followers within 3 months. TikTok is really unique in that perspective, and that the algorithm like really pushes good content, like
Hmm.
quite a lot.
But what is pulling the audience to TikTok? What is so special? Because it started primarily as this, short music video platform, right? But it has
Yeah.
evolved to much more. So what can you tell us about that?
I think in the wake of Vine, especially, that Vine was a hugely popular platform, like back in 2014, like that kind of era of social media. And there's been a gap in the market ever since for a short form videos that are brutally honest. Like, the humor on TikTok is very dark at times, unlike platforms like Instagram, where everything's sort of like, perfect, and I think that's the pull of TikTok. Like, it's a lot more authentic, way more quick, way more witty, and there aren't really any other platforms out there kind of like doing that sort of thing.
Gotcha. And in terms of, it seems that TikTok is also getting for itself some massive audience. Do you know any numbers about how many TikTok users are there right now?
I think they say it's 800 million active users per month, I think. So it's a lot. Like, it's a huge number of people. And they're mostly Gen Z, like a really young audience, really impressionable audience who, they spend a lot of time on TikTok. So it's one of those platforms where there's just so much to do. There's so much to be entertained by, and so many different types of content to see. So I think people like really, really enjoy that. And I think that's why they have so many active monthly users.
Yeah, for sure. So I just checked. It's 800 million monthly users. How does that compare to Facebook? So Facebook has got 2.3 billion. So only about three times the size of TikTok. So this has really blown up pretty big,
It
and for
has.
sure. And it um,
And there's a
so
high posting frequency culture as well. Like people go on TikTok and like post 6 videos a day. Like that's really common. Unlike Instagram, where you post one picture like every 2 weeks or a week or maybe once a day, but people post multiple times a day on TikTok.
And what about so you have over 800,000 followers, right? What about the engagement numbers? What are the kind of engagement per videos that you're seeing right now?
Well, with TikTok, the engagement can fluctuate a lot. And I think that's probably one of the good things about TikTok is that you're not necessarily stuck sort of like in the 10% range. Like my videos get X number of views all the time. So for us, our videos range in like the tens of thousands to the hundreds of thousands, and we have a few videos in the few millions. Like it's any video at any point can just completely blow up, like for no reason at all. Like the algorithm just is like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna saw this one. So I think, yes, engagement tends to be higher, I would say, compared to maybe Instagram because of the views. The likes as well can be quite high, but I think with TikTok's algorithm, you're more likely to probably get like real engagement than just say like a like or like a casual comment. Like people are really actually engaged. People on TikTok are honest, like brutally honest, and like very opinionated as well. And they'll show you your opinion, which is obviously good for statistics, good for numbers in terms of engagement as well.
And okay, so following wise, that's clear. But are the TikTok audiences really buying stuff? So it's mostly the common concerns that I hear from people is that, hey, we've got mostly youngsters there who don't have money. Plus, all those engagement numbers, they're maybe not so real, because Facebook also used to fake engagement in the early days, right? Video views and stuff like that. So I mean, first of all, your brand is a proof that the TikTok audience is buying. But what can you tell us about the fact that it's full of young people that with little disposable income, because that's essentially your audience?
Yeah, I would say I think people underestimate the power that children have over their parents' wallets. Like they very, very much underestimate that. And like you have to remember, even though yes, they might not have their own direct disposable income, they're also not paying bills, and they're not doing food shopping, and they're not buying, like they're not doing the things that most adults have to pay for. So the little money that they do get, they choose to spend it on whatever they want. And so if they see a lip gloss, they're like, oh, it's only a $5. I'm gonna buy that. If they see something else cool, they can buy it because they don't have any other financial responsibilities. So I think it's actually a really, really valuable audience. And I think Gen Z is an audience that also, they are really passionate. So if they really love something and they really believe in it, they will do anything to get their hands on it. So even if that means badgering their parents for days or weeks, they're gonna get it. We've had times when it's almost like a guarantee for us that if a video goes viral, we're talking like in the millions, our stock gets completely wiped out that same day. Like it's just, don't underestimate. I think it's seriously, don't underestimate them, because if they want it, they're gonna find a way to get it for sure.
Yeah. So what's your success formula for TikTok? What would you attribute? What videos do you see succeeding? What are the important factors to get started getting those followers and sales from TikTok?
I would say definitely satisfying content, like things that are enjoyable to watch, like mesmerizing styles of content, especially if you're talking about products. So people also really like semi-educational videos where you know, they see a process, like how things are made from start to finish. Like, they want to know where the materials are coming from. Like, nothing is too boring for TikTok. Like, nothing is too outlandish or out there, because people are genuinely curious, and kids, they feel, I think that younger audience feel like a bigger responsibility to sort of know where things are coming from. So if you show that and like build that connection, I think that's the kind of content that does quite well on TikTok, like showing how things are done, like semi-educational and sort of satisfying process type content.
Gotcha. So the content type is one thing. Then are there any strategies that you found to kind of help to support your working with the TikTok algorithm to rank your videos higher? Is there any play you can do with the titles, with the descriptions or things like that?
I would definitely say, saying in terms of like descriptions, maybe say like, oh, you know, watch to the end, or what do you think about that? Sort of encouraging engagement. And I feel like on other platforms it might be a bit sort of like clickbaity, maybe on YouTube, or, you know, a bit like not desperate, but maybe like asking too much. Like on Instagram, people like to be effortlessly cool, you know, whereas on TikTok, you know, say to people like, watch to the end, like, what do you think about that? Like, what would you choose? Encourage the engagement, and people actually will engage. Like, it will get your numbers up, it will help you like boost you in the algorithm, because people are sharing your content, you know, like, and TikTok does make it quite easy to share content as well. So I would definitely say like encouraging people to share, talk about you, for sure. That's definitely one.
And so TikTok recently introduced this new feature, just like Instagram does with the links in the bio, right? Have
Yeah.
you seen some influence of this on your sales?
I would say that in a way it's not a bad thing, obviously, because, you know, you can direct people to wherever you want them to go like immediately. But I would say that probably if you're a brand on TikTok and you didn't have your link in bio at the time, it meant that people were Googling you. So instead of like having a direct link, you were also getting the boost on Google because people were searching for you instead of going directly to the link. I would say it's definitely more helpful if you're trying to direct people to like a product page, like a specific thing. And that's definitely helped us a lot as well, in terms of like, oh, you know, we've just restocked this new product, link in bio to get it, and we can direct people directly to the product, you know, straight to the cart and straight to the checkout, which is really good.
Gotcha. So how does one start making money from TikTok following once they already have an audience? What was it like for you?
I think for us, it's kind of a weird story, because we started kind of as a business selling instead of sort of creating the audience and then trying to monetize. For us, we built our audience with the expectation of people buying, because that's what we do. You know, we're a product, we're a brand. I've seen a rise in like merch, especially for creators who are sort of like people on camera, like personalities. There's definitely merch, which is, I think, one, becoming oversaturated as a market in general. So like everyone's got their own t-shirt and, you know, jumper and hoodie brand now. And the sort of people that I've personally seen stand out on TikTok in terms of monetizing their audience are people who choose things that actually are really relatable to their audience. So say, for example, there's this guy on TikTok, I can't remember his name, but he paints like signs, but in this really satisfying way. So he creates like calligraphy and sort of pop art and things like that. And he monetizes audience by creating his own paintbrush brand. So that's like a really smart and clever way to kind of like monetize that. So he could have easily gone down the route of, you know, just slapping a design on the t-shirt, but he actually created an actual product. And I think that's what people could potentially do to monetize their audience like a lot better, is that they, whatever it is that their subject is about, sort of create an actual real product, like a company that goes way past you per se. So you're not selling yourself. You're actually creating a brand that can exist outside of you. You know, you're just using your popularity to sell it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So in addition to the videos that you mentioned, the kind of satisfying behind the scenes process videos, is there any other type of content that you've seen working particularly well? Or because you also have your Instagram account. So how
Mm-hmm.
does Instagram content, what do you do for Instagram compared to what do you do for TikTok?
So I would say obviously Instagram still wins with pictures and photography, and you know, gorgeous photography is always king on Instagram. I would say with TikTok, other really good types of content is humor. People love humor on TikTok, and especially dark, like very dark humor on TikTok. People aren't afraid of that kind of stuff, which compares to Instagram, not really. You know, on Instagram it's all very, you know, primmed, perfection, like, you know, good looking, that kind of stuff, whereas TikTok is way more dark in that sense. I would say our Instagram content definitely is more about kind of showing the finished product. I think Instagram is a lot like quicker, you know, scrolling and scrolling, and people, you got to grab people's attention really quickly, so they don't want to see like a, you know, 35-second long video of how something is made. Like people want to see the goods, people want to see the shine, you know, like that's what people want to see on Instagram compared to TikTok. And I think one thing I've noticed that a lot of TikTok creators do is that they, for example, post their TikTok videos in their stories and then put like a story highlight of all their TikTok videos, so people
Mm,
can watch them if they want, you know, that kind of stuff.
gotcha. So you can also repurpose the content on different platforms this way. Interesting. So what are some of the mistakes people make when trying to market on TikTok?
I would say definitely the biggest one without fail that I've seen is when companies try to repurpose YouTube or Instagram content for TikTok. I think TikTok can be repurposed for other platforms, but other platforms can't be repurposed for TikTok. It doesn't flow both ways, unfortunately. And probably the worst mistakes I've seen is when companies literally like copy and paste like Instagram videos. So it's literally like a square video on TikTok, which is terrible because TikTok is a vertical platform, you know, so it looks really low effort, low budget, and it just shows to people that, like, you know, you're not really actually invested, like you're just repurposing your content and hoping it does well. And people want to see you know, actual creativity, like people want to see TikTok content for TikTok. I would definitely say that, you know, people don't want to just see like a shiny thing, you know, people want to see, you know, what is it, like how is it made, where does it come from, you know, and people are invested like in sort of that side of things. So definitely repurposing content from other platforms, it just doesn't work well on TikTok. Like that's the biggest mistake I've seen for sure by
Gotcha.
marketers.
And so how does one get started on TikTok today? What are some simplest next steps that, you know, any business can take to start growing their audience on TikTok today?
I would say just post that first video. You know, you never know what it's gonna be that can elevate you and like push you, because that's just how the TikTok algorithm works. Like nothing is too good or too bad for TikTok. So just post and see how it goes. You know, you might think the most boring or obscure thing might not be exciting enough, but I remember seeing a cleaning company, like a carpet cleaning company, and all they did was post a video of them like cleaning a carpet, like, you know, with one of the broom things. And I think it was their first video as well. It literally got like 5 million views because it was like satisfying content. Like it was nice to watch. Like people were seeing like, oh, so that's how carpets are cleaned, you know, like people are people are actually genuinely interested. So I would say post that first video. You know, you never know what might happen, because it could be that video that actually just the next viral video, like you never know. So I'd say just post that first video, go for it, make sure it's engaging in some way, in that it's either teaching people something or it's satisfying to look at, or you're encouraging discussion under the post. Like, you know, let it be something, but just post that first video.
just do it, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So any resources you can recommend on learning how to use TikTok better? Were you, because I think you were just, self-learning, right? Just testing things
Yeah.
out.
I would
Anybody that you're following?
I would say the best resource for learning how to use TikTok is just to use TikTok. I think it's a really young platform and it's really unpredictable. And the fact that, it's only really a year or a couple years old, and it's not like Instagram that's sort of like a legacy platform now. Like, we all know the rundown with Instagram, we all know how it works. Like, it's very standard. Whereas on TikTok, it's all really new and really dynamic. And I've seen articles out there by marketing platforms that say, oh, like, this is what you have to do to succeed on TikTok. And they do get some things right, but there are some things about TikTok that you can't convey through like articles, or because one, you kind of sound stupid, and two, like, it's always changing. I think, there's the audios, learning sort of like the inside jokes on TikTok about certain songs and certain sounds. You have to just use the platform. I would suggest to anyone that, like, even before you create an account, like, you can download the app and start using it straight away without having an account. Just scroll through the For You page, just go through. It's kind of like the explore page, kind of like Instagram but for TikTok, and you'll quickly grasp the concepts and the trends and like the jokes and that kind of stuff, which will really help you succeed, sort of, instead of stumbling blindly onto the platform, which kind of is what I did. But I quickly learned by spending a lot of time on there and sort of working out how things work on TikTok. I don't think you can really sort of, there's no like quick,
No theory. Yeah.
No.
That makes perfect sense. Awesome. Is there anything else that that our audience should know about TikTok and how to make money on it? Any little secret you can give us?
I would say definitely, if you can, collaborate. Like, people love that. Like, people love to see their favorite creators working with other creators, working with brands. Like, if you can, as soon as possible, collaborate. There's a new platform that TikTok have introduced called the Creator Marketplace, and it's for brands and creators to meet directly. So if that's something that I think that's something a lot of companies are interested in, and something that we're going to be using in the future soon. It's great. It's still in beta stage at the moment, so it's not open. It's not available to everybody. You have to get invited onto the platform. But if you do reach out to their team, they will, give you a pass onto the platform if they think that you're suitable. And it's great because with that platform, you can talk directly to influencers and their agents. So this isn't like, to an email inbox somewhere. It's like a platform specifically where you can do collaborations, and I think that's really, really valuable. And it's really good that TikTok have made something like this so quickly and so early on, because they've realized how influential their influencers are now. So I'd say that's definitely one thing that, if you want to be serious about making money and promoting your product, I'd definitely say find a way to get onto the creator marketplace for sure.
Awesome, Stacy. Thanks a lot. That's really valuable. I hope that some of our audience, which is probably going to be mostly a little bit older demographics than Gen Z, I hope that with the knowledge from this episode, they're going to be able to finally enter this mysterious TikTok world.
Thank you so much for
Thanks a
having me.
lot for doing this. Have a good one.
You too.
Nice. Got it. That was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether, yeah, I think it's cool. Because we have, yeah, like most of our audience, they have no idea what TikTok is, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Or like if they do, they probably do, but they never considered doing that.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's like I have actually seen a lot of like agencies like Hootsuite and all these people like trying to condense TikTok into like a bullet point 5 things you need to know about TikTok, and I read them and I'm like, no, like this is really not it. Like it's like written by old people for old people about young people. Like it just doesn't make sense. And the best way is definitely to just get on the platform and just do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I've seen some old people posting stuff on TikTok. I mean, if
Mm,
they get it and it's funny, then everybody watches it anyway, right?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I loved I love the carpet example, by the way, because I think I think it's totally something that I would want to watch, right?
Exactly.
It's funny.
Exactly.
So people think it's not interesting what they're doing behind the scenes, but like, great that
Yeah.
TikTok is a platform for that. Super cool.
Yeah. And that is the difference between TikTok and like Instagram, like YouTube as well, Like with YouTube, it's all very like, even YouTube videos that look low effort are actually really high effort.
Yeah.
And it's like TikTok isn't that pretentious.
Yeah, that's right. Because if you wanted to do like, hey, let's do a factory walkthrough or like a
Mm,
behind the scenes video, then you're gonna get the whole production crew and like all this stuff,
exactly.
right? So it has to look nice. Thanks a lot for staying till the very end. This was e-commerce scaling strategies by Sales Genomics, brought to you by Matt from Sales Genomics. If you're interested in more tips and strategies on how to scale your e-commerce business, visit our Facebook group called E-commerce Scaling Strategies by Sales Genomics, or follow us on social media.